Because
Ho ho ho.
hello.
Ho ho hello.
Hello, hello. We are the Namaste boys. Hail, hail, Santa Claus is in jail.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome. This is
to part 2 of the Winter Warmers seasonal Video Namaste podcast.
we're on it's the fourth cup of tea. I'm on my fourth. You're easily.
Fifth or sixth, maybe.
Danny had like 3 cups of tea here before we even started recording.
Aye,
Right,
and then I had one this morning as well. So I've been bitching like a razor.
Well, I've had 2 coffees and this is my fourth cup of tea. I'm rattling.
And of course, it wouldn't be a video Namaste unless we spent 5 minutes talking about tea.
Christ alive. Man.
It's what brings us together.
Right back to the first episode. Who was it that made the video Namaste tea joke?
Oh, we're much maturer now.
I totally.
They're hosting us on the South Bank show. No tea there.
So
Yes.
we're talking about winter warmers. What are winter warmers for the people who are maybe just tuning in?
Watch the first episode, I can't be fucked.
Cool.
Winter warmers. Danny done a really eloquent description of winter warmers in the first episode. It was beautifully written.
Oh, thank you.
Printed out in computer paper nonetheless. I'll give you a wee quick summary. It's non-seasonal, i.e. like non-Christmas, unconventional films that you watch during the winter that make you feel all nice and warm and cosy. Could be mere nostalgic things, or it could be possibly newer things, but it's just things that have got that sort of essence to them that make it feel very cosy and warm and something you'd watch under the blanket on like a rough Sunday at Christmas.
The wee tin of sweeties.
With a wee tin of sweeties, a wee
Eating all the
sort of
toffee.
cranberry candle lit.
Oh, aye.
Eating all the toffee pennies.
Eating all the toffee pennies are good.
They're good.
They're like
Because of
they're
their
like
task as well, it's
suggestively
like I'm gonna be busy for an hour with these 3 sweeties. You know,
Let's see how good
they're actually good
is.
for you if you think about it, because you're not tanning the rest of the box because you're too tired and you've essentially got Eki jaw.
You've got a big Ezra Miller to it. Cut diamonds, cut your dinner with it. Aye, the toffee pennies are my legends, man.
But
They're hard gone.
So we've all chosen a winter warmer each, and
Yes.
it's kind of, I mean, they may not be your winter warmers, but they're personally winter warmers for
Aye.
us. They mean something to us for about this time of year.
And they could just be films that you like as well that you're just happy to hear us chit chat about because we do talk.
Well, hopefully that's why you're
Your
here,
pig.
to be honest.
I know.
Aye.
If you're not into that, then
This is definitely
you might want to just
you
go
know,
away.
if you're here for the tea chat,
I know.
you've had it.
This is no another podcast about fucking serial killers.
Smear like cereal eaters.
That's right. Oh, I did like the idea of the icicles guy suffocating in his wee suit.
Captain Rick.
Put him down.
Captain Rick, eh?
That's his name, man.
No way.
Captain Prick.
Imagine that, eh?
These spacemen
fucking
should be
hate
allowed freckles. Ken, there was a rumour that it wasn't freckles, but it was ricicles coming out of his skin.
He's eaten that many.
He's ate too
He
many.
has become his own man.
It's like
Rice-
osmosis.
Ricicles are the harvested skin tags from Captain Rick.
Oh,
You get hundreds of wee bits of fishing wire as a gift. Oh man.
so today we're going to be
So today we're talking about Rabid. David Cronenberg's film about skin tags. No, we're not. Today we are talking about, and it's Danny's choice this episode.
It is Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah.
Take the bad men away. They scare me.
Up, Platinum. Out of here. Yeah, well, we got rights too, you know.
See around, Tracy, hey?
Come on. Yeah, get your mitts off. Can't do this, Tracy. The DA will say you're badgering witnesses.
Get me, Mumbles. Hello, Mumbles.
What was about you?
Where's Lips Manless?
I don't know.
Where's Lips Manless?
So this is
Fantastic.
the, like, for me, like, obviously try to pick a film that isn't Back to the Future 2 was really tough. So like, I went with Dick Tracy because it genuinely is a film I watch every winter anyway, or try my best to, and it's purely down to the fact that it was the big BBC One premiere, and
Dick Tracy.
and I
Penis
taped it.
Tracy.
And I mind one,
Penis Traceworth.
and I mind one like Christmas taping it and then just watching it over and over and over and over
Yeah,
to the point where the saturation on the tape started to bleed and everything like that, and it had this, it just it was
Sutton
It was-
or something.
that's there in me now. It's embedded. So it's the big, huge Hollywood film, and now it's got this weird Christmas attachment just through pure incident. You know, the fact that it was aired at Christmas, and but it does also kind of fall under the category of almost fantasy and things like that in terms of
aye.
it's a
Absolutely.
completely fantastical world that is set
Miles
in.
away.
Aye,
Miles away.
and it's just raw escapism.
Aye.
And that is precisely what I'm after when I want that comfort. You know, I want to forget about everything in the real world. I want to like get cozy. I want to watch a film with the colour palette of 5 primary colours. You know, and like big guys in
There's
makeup.
only 3.
3 primary colours, isn't there?
There's only 3 primary colours.
I've been a fanny.
No,
The
that's
extra 2 you made up.
Wait.
So you've got blue, you've got yellow, you've got red.
Correct.
What about green and all that? They know.
They're set
Green is-
colours.
Are they?
No, green isn't he?
Green's blue and yellow mixed together.
Oh shit,
So
so it
it's,
is.
Fucking.
Orange is red and yellow mixed together.
And brown is yellow and
Brown's oil. Remember that from school at least.
Brings the painter's brush water.
right.
I didn't. I'm not, mate. I have 10 primary colours for you, man. It's your day. It's your day,
Aye.
man.
It's my Aki fucking is
You're getting
Christmas.
prime numbers wrong, I know. We can't be divided by oneself. Does that mean that I'm a primary number?
We're all primary numbers and gods, man. Anyway, guys. Sorry.
Anyway.
What I was going to say was just as a wee quick fire. The thing that I really like about Dick Tracy, and the thing that I've always liked about it, even as a Wayne, like obviously you're not looking for that as a child, but there's no real message behind it.
Aye.
It's no like saying something like secretly about like the government or Cold War, and it's literally just like baddies, goodies. That's it.
Yeah.
And
aye.
that's just really great.
Yep. And like it doesn't matter that the plot falls to bits.
Nah.
You know, well, it doesn't really. It's just like kind of wanes a wee bit near the end. But the fact is, it's like the style is first. You know, that's what comes first here. That's priority.
Pure aesthetic.
Aye, it is 100% pure aesthetic, and when it's that good, it's fine. It's
Do you know this is
100% fine with me.
My first time seeing Dick Tracy.
Oh, was it? Oh, well, you go, man.
Interesting story about Dick Tracy, personal story.
Sega game.
No. No. I was meant to go to the cinema to see it.
Ah.
Me, my brother, my mum, my stepdad.
Was it
we're all
90?
getting-
90?
90.
Must have been 90, because I was living in Bathgate. And my parents had an argument. We never went.
You should have sat them down and made them watch it. You just got them in the room for this viewing. Get fucking in here.
And then they won't remember that bit. If I tell them that, they will not remember. But for some reason, that sticks in my head. It's like, oh, we're going to the cinema. Oh, no.
Well, watching it now for the first time, then that must have been good because there's literally nothing else like it, right? And like particularly that type of
Humour me if you will. It's the first Sin City.
I'll go with that. Aye.
Oh, I thought you were going to get angry there.
The first, I
No,
mean,
it's just like straight. It's just fucking hundreds of splash pages, and it's like it basically it's that, and it's the type of film that I love. You pause it, you can put it on your wall.
But hold on, so
Put
do you
that
want to just
shot-
explain the plot just a wee bit, or what Dick Tracy is?
Aye,
just,
so like
just
Dick-
for everybody, just in case I'm not
Right. So Dick Tracy is a detective who was an old comic book character. Like, he was in the back of newspapers and things like that throughout the 20s, I think maybe he started it.
Can't mind.
Anyway, and he's basically kind of based on a whole bunch of people throughout history, like Eliot Ness and things like that. And it's just a simple cops and robbers kind of thing.
Like it's like
he's a detective,
mobster,
he's fighting mobsters. He's fighting off.
It's like an old serial kind of thing.
Yeah, an old serial comic. So like it does have that kind of Sunday afternoon serial adventure thing going on. So that in itself is kind of Christmassy. And short of that, like really the plot, I don't know where to start. It's just daft.
Do you know what's funny? I had no idea going into it that all the facial prosthetic stuff to make them all look like cartoons, basically.
That's amazing.
It's so good, isn't it?
Mental.
And like something that's so fucking interesting about it is they get in folk like Paul Sorvino in that. You don't even know it's him. His lips.
Aye.
You know, you don't. That's fucking Paul Sorvino.
And Hoffman.
And
Mumbles.
Right.
What?
Hoffman.
See, Mumbles.
Dustin Hoffman.
I had no idea. Mumbles is incredible. Like
See
again,
when it starts. Kills it every time.
Aye, Mumbles. I Mumble. Like I love it when you have a moment like that when you're watching a film. But when they bring in Mumbles and they do that whole thing, and I'm like, I can't believe this is real.
I like see at the start when you've seen them doing their wee card game and that, and it's like they've got small face, and his face is just this tiny.
I like the wife Erasmus. Like it's just a tiny face in the middle of a giant head. Or Keane, the singer for Keane, he's got it as well.
Numi Rapace.
Aye. Or Rumer Willis. She's got that going on as well.
Aye, she's got the wee face.
Aye, wee totty face and the big
wee totty lips, wee straw lips. Just a wee slip my wee pen right in.
Just to get a cocktail stick in there to wedge your jaw open for dinner.
But I like all that stuff, like the prosthetics of other guys, like they're so distinct. And it looks like they've cast the people no for their acting skills, but how they look and how they knew they were going to shape them. Because it's like each guy, like the guys with the big noses, or like your main Irish laddie for Out for Justice. He's the guy with the curly hair.
Yep,
like
flat top.
Aye,
the guy that looks like the Mad magazine.
Aye, that's the boy. That's a baddie for. Well, he's in a ton of stuff, but he's a baddie in Stone Cold as well.
He's in Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. Aye. He's like that guy, but it's like they all look like sort of hyper versions of themselves, like hyper comic versions of themselves.
Totally. It's like it's just like they've got this like. The only film I can like kind of compare it to is Ang Lee's Hulk, where they've literally just tried to, or Sin City as well, where they've just like basically mimicked what's on the page and put it to the big screen. But the difference between what sets Dick Tracy apart from literally every other comic book adaptation is that it maintains like that look throughout. I think so many other comic book films have like a strong idea and a good intention, but they never really live it up. Whereas the aesthetic in Dick Tracy because you can't deviate from that.
Yeah.
No.
You've got these stunning, huge matte paintings, these gorgeously lit. So it's like
unbelievable.
You've got the cinematographer's a guy called Vittorio Storaro, and he worked on like Chinatown and a whole bunch
of fucking Italians. Man.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Like Big Spinotti that done Manhunter and that day. And Man on Fire as well. It's like fucking Italians, man.
They just it's like he specifically though. He's worked on so many huge films, and this is where Warren Beatty, who wrote and directed it, co-wrote and directed it, comes into play. Like he obviously pulled he's a big Hollywood hitter. He's like considered and respected a classic actor. Beatty. Like it's weird growing up knowing who like he's the guy that was like the song You're So Vain is about him. Like that's how I always have that Warren Beatty memory. Like that's how I know who he is. And
Celtic's goalkeeper Scott Bain, they sing You're Scott Bain. You probably think the song is about you.
that's good.
Aye.
So like he's got in like a whole. It's like a big vanity project as well. So he's got in basically all his pals. Fucking the cast in this film is unreal.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's like there's even cast members in there who are unrecognisable under all that makeup.
Yeah.
And they're basically just happy to help out big Hollywood hitter. And there's like this film never really has an intention to be an Oscar winner. It's just a guy trying to make a film that he really likes.
Aye.
And like, I'll get into the history of it in a wee bit, because it is interesting, and it wasn't Warren Beatty's to start with, but
No, it was your weeping pool of humanity.
John Landis.
No, Tim Burton.
No, it was nearly. So John Landis was initially, like, he basically wrote the first draft and was involved in pushing for it, but it was supposed to be more slapstick.
That explains why it's
And-
2 fucking hours long.
And basically what happened was the Twilight Zone incident happened, and he was in court for that, and then it
Right.
ended up never getting developed under his name. So Warren Beatty expressed. Walter Hill was attached
right.
to it at one
That's
point
correct.
as well,
I've got
and
that
it was
here.
supposed to be dead gritty. Like, so like.
Can you imagine Nick Nolte in that? I mean, he would be genuinely perfect in it.
Aye.
Scorsese as well, and
Yeah.
Bob Fosse,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy that done Star 80 and all that jazz. He was
Eh.
meant to direct it.
All that jazz. That was Roy Scheider that directed that.
No,
all that
he's,
jazz.
he's in it.
I'm sure he directed that as
No,
well.
I thought Bob Fosse was in. He directed all that jazz because I think he
Huh?
done Star 80 and all that jazz. I'm sure. If no, it's like one of the sort of ones like Chicago or.
Aye. But like, see, thinking about the Walter Hill connection, like, I was watching Streets of Fire, and no, I've got that fucking title wrong, haven't I?
No.
No, Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire.
The
Aye.
musical.
Aye. I like thinking about how that's lit.
With
and how
Michael
it's like-
Parry. Oh, that jaw, lad. Fucking, I'd get off with that jaw. Handsome lad.
Aye.
He's a werewolf.
Yeah, like, I think it would have looked great, but nah, like, I'm so glad it ended up in the hands of this fella, because he got a lot of money backed in this, and of course, because he was Madonna at the time, she obviously Disney put money into showing her Juddies. There you go, how about that?
Madonna.
Disney
Madonna is in this, and she looks amazing. Like, this is probably like the best she's looking on screen. Like, even like her skin and that's like totally
Oh, she's fucking
flawless. You know what I mean?
Aye.
But she's actually really good in it. Like, she's not just like a like, she's actually genuinely fucking
Aye.
fantastic in it. And every
Yeah.
time she's on screen, you're genuinely like drawn to her because she
Yeah.
has a total like dame in it.
Aye, and even although she's like coming in with a double entendres every single time, like, you're just like, and they get worse and worse.
Aye.
It just gets funnier for me. Like, so she comes in and he's like, "We're outside," and she's like, where is my Benny?" You know, it's like,
Aye.
she just basically reduces herself to
Aye.
that. But that's fine. Like, you know, it's Breathless Mahoney being what she is.
Breathless
And
Mahoney.
I know, and this is going to lead us on nicely onto other cast members. Of course, the best
Oh my god, I know it.
fucking Pacino.
I want them dead! Both of them. I want this no-face dead, and I want Tracy dead. What's the matter? You bums forgot how to kill people? Doesn't your work mean anything to you anymore? Have you no sense of pride in what you do? No sense of duty? No sense of destiny? I'm looking for generals! What do I got? Foot soldiers! I want Dick Tracy dead!
Oh my god.
See for his opening scene,
Aye.
right to his screaming death, just all the way
He's
through.
on
He's up here. There's no like, oh sorry, did that clip?
Peaking
There's
audio
no
here.
there's no flow to his, but it's just constantly up high.
His lips are so good.
And he's like
He's
an
just
insolent little
really-
child the whole time,
aye.
you know, just
He's
constantly
almost like
fixing
a
things,
hunchback
fidget-
as well.
Uh-huh.
We were talking this last
See
one,
the wee
but
ragtime dance.
slapping the.
Look what you did to your lovely tuxedo.
It's like is it walnuts? It's
Everybody
like,
loves walnuts.
good for the liver.
Go for the liver.
Aye, Nietzsche.
Benjamin Franklin.
I was quoting presidents.
I misquoting as well.
Aye,
That's great, man.
again, that's another good performance for We Missed Lines.
Yep,
We're
totally.
just like-
Every time I watch that, there's something that I've either forgot about or not picked up on, so it's just like total rapid
Yeah.
stuff.
It's a private party.
And see, do you know, talking about, so earlier on we were talking about things that we say, like lines of dialogue we've picked up off films that are now in our everyday life. Every now and then, if I mishear someone, I do the Pacino, who said it? Who said it?
It's almost like Pacino saw like a comedian doing like one of those Pacino impression.
I'm
going to do that.
He's just having a fucking ball.
I know.
And like
it's the big eyes and the
and his wee middle bit, like his wee widow's peak on his lips.
she cat's arsehole myth.
The best thing about Dick Tracy is like you never like it's a vanity project. But it gets basically like it's never known as a vanity project because it was successful and good. But it's like because if it tanked and it was shite, they'd be like, oh, it's a failed vanity project for fucking Warren Beatty. But it's like it's really good. So nobody's like it's a vanity project because it's a rounded film.
You kind of get annoyed at this kind of vanity project as well because it's not like it's not a big Oscar contender. It's not that, although like you've got I think it maybe went up for a few technical awards and things like that, but that's not what it was. He was just wanting to make a film that meant a lot to him because like his mum used to read him Dick Tracy when he was in bed and that.
Big for him.
Yeah, it was a big part of his life, and although he never spearheaded it for the start, obviously as I say it was Landis and that, like it initially had it, like he picked it up and he made it his, and he used his power and status in Hollywood to actually get it done.
Do you think like the first thing that hits me when I put it on? And you're right, there is nothing else like it, but there's a hint when I put it on, and it's big part of it's Danny Elfman. But as soon as the credits, I was like, oh fuck, Batman.
Well, the score
that's a big Batman. Cynical move for the studio. Batman was fucking huge. So and then there was that. We remember just after Batman came out, there was that huge like influx of tons of comic book adaptations. Like 1989 was Batman, and then the next year you've got the fucking Dolph Lundgren Punisher, and then you've got Darkman, the Shadow, Phantom, everything like that. All just in the next 6 or 7 years, The Crow, even like you had Blade and everything. There's
well, I was going to say that the kind of matte painting style, Dick Tracy uses colour a lot more, but like that kind of mad over the top representation of the city it did kind of remind me a little bit of Gotham.
Heavy moonlit too.
In the 89 Batman.
But
they're so close together. I wonder. I was like, could that have happened? But I watched that initially. I was like, I bet this has happened because of the success of Batman.
I would probably have said so. Especially Elfman, like that score. I've got the Dick Tracy score on record and the Batman one, and I listened to them for this to try and like see if the themes were a bit different. But like, I mean, it's pretty very similar. Like even like there's like hints of the Batman theme in there, but with like 3 notes changed, and it's like.
But the stuff that isn't strictly just Elfman, it's more a reproduction of music for that era. Tess's theme is gorgeous. Like I listen to that quite a bit. That genuinely gets me going.
Tess
Trueheart.
I love Tess.
You know that's John Malkovich's wife.
Is it?
There you go.
And she's also in our next pick.
She is. I know. Aye.
Oh shit. She's not credited in it either.
Is she not?
No.
There you go.
And where were we again?
Well, we're just talking about Danny Elfman.
That was
Fanny Feltman.
So this was
Fanny Feltman.
Fanny Feltman. Fanny Fentimans.
Fanny Delfman.
Hello.
We got there.
This wasn't Warren Beatty's first brush with a superhero film, by the way.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Because if you look close enough, he's never actually walking, he's just floating.
Got a big cape.
He was in Richard Donner's Batman momentarily.
Richard Donner's Batman?
Superman. Fucking hell, Danny.
I shat my pants. I was like, how was the person
He got to the stage where he put on the cape and everything, and he looked at himself, and he was like, I can't do this.
Well, he's got the look for it though.
Yeah,
he's got that like all-American.
But he is quite wee though. He doesn't seem like he's quite a big,
like a big broad.
It's not like, I'm saying you need to be like 6 fucking, but Superman does, you know. Aye. So that didn't happen, and I'm wondering if that maybe fueled him to get his own comic book hero film off the ground as well. Maybe, I don't know. But
the thing I can say most about Dick Tracy is that it's essentially like a gamey Guess Who. Like, see,
Guess who?
Guess who? Does he have fucked up lips? But as it's like, see, all like the mad prosthetics and the weird faces and that, it is essentially like a wee game against who.
Fucking hell, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, It'd be good if they made a Dick Tracy Guess Who, I suppose.
No, it'd be pretty
Mr.
good,
Trick, you fucking idiots. If you could go back in time, what one thing would you do? I'd kill Hitler. I'd go back and make a Dick Tracy Guess Who game for MD Games.
Aye, so that's something, right? This film, it doesn't feel like the kind of film that would have like a toy line and everything like, but it does, and it's just it totally went under the radar. I don't think they sold that well. I mean, going to
Like Demolition Man toys as well. Isn't it?
I know, R.I.P. Like it was like going to Toys R Us up at Kinnear Park, right after UCI. The only time I ever got to go to like a big toy shop that wasn't the toy bit in Gateway.
What is?
Aye, like was when we would like the 2 times that we went to UCI when I was a wee guy, and I seen these. There was 2 toy ranges, and I'm like, what the? How do I know fucking know about this? Police Academy toys.
What?
Fuck off.
There's Police Academy toys.
What?
And like you get like actual like.
Sorry, that was like the exact tone and everything.
And there's like, you know, like kind of like handcuffs and stuff like that, and a gun. It's not just actual toys. There's like Police Academy, you know, what do you call them, like accessories and things like that.
Oh, like so, like your wings could have like
Right. And you had like a, I think it was like a
that sounds like
megaphone
total, like,
and that.
more store
A megaphone.
materials.
You turn it on and it just makes a Bobcat Goldthwait.
I'm not supposed to be here today.
Man, I'd love one of them.
That'd be actually good, eh?
Aye, that would
Like
be
the
good.
Austin Powers one, you get people around the planet. Yeah, but or that one against the Simpsons.
Go to hell. Go to hell.
Go to hell. I love it. Kiss my butt. Kiss my butt. Go to hell. Go to hell.
I should have had like all the Dick Tracy toys and that, and like I don't think they really sold particularly well. Maybe they did in America, but like watching this, it never really feels like a kid's film.
Yeah.
I think it's again, there is nothing else like it. Cause
It's like for adult Waynes.
aye, exactly. It's like you can tell that it's a guy, a grown man fulfilling his childhood. One of his childhood dreams is to see his hero on the big screen.
Yeah.
So he's done
Beautiful
that.
girls. Set in Knightsbridge.
Nothing ever changes in the Ridge, man.
Yet again, another good cameo is Kathy Bates
Aye.
as the typist in the interrogation room.
I miss all of this.
Aye, with mum. And she's like stressing out, she can't understand mumbles. There's a nice gag as well when at the end he just drops it all and then just speaks normally. It's so good,
The
man.
twist with Mumbles with the tape recorder.
Big boy did it. And he's like, shitting himself. Great names.
Fucking best.
He's sweating fucking
Aye.
buckets.
That's the
Too.
thing, it's like you never expect, like Warren Beatty seems like a kind of dry, salty guy almost, and like you make a film like this that is hysterical at times, like
Yeah.
it absolutely cracks me up.
Did you notice Colin Meaney?
I did. He was like, comedy is like he's in one shot and he's out of focus.
And he's like, we'll go and get him over there, and he just runs out the screen, and that's it.
I
I
mean,
was like,
then
"Oh,
fucking James Caan shows up as well. You're like,
aye. I think there's something to do with Misery. Like it's either, I don't know if Warren Beatty was either got to be in it or direct it,
right?
Misery. But that's why Kathy Bates and James Caan
All right,
are in
okay.
there.
Right.
And then James Caan and Al Pacino being together is obviously their Godfather connection.
Yeah. Aye, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty
In the
good.
same room as well.
In the same room, like kind of having a wee like.
That's a pity.
A wee tiff. Let him go. Oh, okay. Al Pacino's other amazing line. You just said goodbye to oxygen. Oh man, it's class.
It is, eh? So
Yeah.
good. So, and something else I think I could go on for hours about is just the production design alone. So this guy called Richard Silbert, and I looked up his IMDb, and he's basically the Art Deco guy. Like he's done a whole bunch of stuff. You know, be surprised, like a bunch of mobster films and that as well. Like he done Under the Cherry Moon as well. He was the production designer for that, so that obviously that makes sense.
All right.
And like I'm basically going through his IMDb list, and I'm like, some of these films look fucking rank,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna give them a go now, because there's like, I can't remember the name of the guy, but the production designer for Blade Runner as well. He done like Super Mario Brothers 2.
Of course.
So and honestly, that's one of the things that really draws me to that film. Is production design alone. And if it's a film that's just about pure escapism and the production design's solid enough,
Yeah.
I'll watch it, because
That's why you get
I'm that shallow. That's all I need. You know.
What about
Blade-
now?
Blade Runner meets Jurassic Park.
What I was going to say was I actually had to make a list of this because I noticed that the last time me and you watched Dick Tracy at my house, and like it was like clicking with me that there was hundreds of sort of like 90s films with that Art Deco style. So I actually had to make a list of them. I made a list on Letterboxd of them, but I've got them here, and it's like there's fucking rakes of them that were Art Deco at that time, like Dick Tracy, The Shadow, Two Jakes, the Chinatown sequel, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, The Mask, Pleasantville, Lost Highway, Rocketeer, The Phantom, Hudsucker, Cast a Deadly Spell, Bullets Over Broadway, Dark City, Batman Returns, Black Scorpion 2, The 13th Floor, Barton Fink and Gattaca. Like they've all got that like, big Davenport kind of style and all that.
It's like kind of time, the cyclical.
It's like 50s to 80s to 80s to like the 2010s. It's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But just like I kept noticing it. I think it was just there was a run of films I was watching at that time where I was like, that's me of that fucking Art Deco stuff in the 90s, and like obviously your Batman animated series is
that's
built upon that, you know.
Aye.
And that's why Dick Tracy kind of feeds into that wee time.
Yeah, totally. Aye, and it's and I think that's like the kind of the more like obtuse like example of that. It's like fucking. But you need, if you're going to go, like I admire this film so much because it does chuck everything into it.
Yeah.
It's like this isn't a half-arse thing. They work on that aesthetic. They're committed to that, and like the look, the feel, everything never shifts. And it's very rare that any film kind of achieves that.
Yeah.
It really is. And it is a miracle that any film gets made. Like, the more I learn about filmmaking, the more I hear like actual filmmakers talk about it.
Yeah.
Any film get made is a miracle. And for a film like this to get made is an even bigger miracle. Disney money, an Oscar-winning actor, director behind it, and this, like, solid, like, steady, regular, like, aesthetic that never ever shifts.
It's funny when you see a film like that. Even just watching it the other night, it was like I mean, it's the thing you said earlier about how there is nothing like it, but it wasn't like it was. I can't. Dick Tracy is one of those films that's sort of I've always been aware of, and I know it's there, but I've never even. You don't even see clips of that. I've never caught a bit of it on the telly or anything like that. So when I sat down to watch it, I was like, it was just the whole thing was a surprise, like the whole thing. Because I had no idea what it was like tonally, what it looked like. I just remember
Plus
Warren Beatty.
The high def version is
powdery.
It's powdery, beautiful.
And it's amazing. It's amazing when a film like that stands alone and has no sequel or anything like that as well, because it's just like, you know, it feels like you found something unusual. And it's nice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And also Madonna looks minted in it.
her solo soundtrack for it.
Yeah, it's
really
good.
good.
Aye,
Really
totally
fucking
hanky
good, man.
panky.
Oh, aye.
What a tune.
Lovely.
What a tune. Can't believe Warren Beatty was kissing her at the time. That's mental.
Smoochy Woochies. Smoochy Beachies. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I just wanted to say, see the matte painting of the big graveyard with the big fuck off moon that Dick Van Dyke
man.
Fucking gorgeous, eh?
Holy shit! Like that's amazing. In the car, like driving away for that scene, and everyone's just so
See, what
good.
gets me is like, there are times where like there are some blended shots where I'm still trying to figure out how exactly they've done it. And like he said that in an interview that I found online, that he tried to make he tried as many in-camera effects as possible, so that the world felt real, and like it was all shot like in basically Disneyland. It was all shot in like LA backlots and everything like that, and you can tell. And again, that's like a big part of escapism for me. Is like a film that is set in another world. Doesn't strictly have to be fantasy either. It just feels like a completely different world, and I love the idea of people getting together and building this one set that's like, you know, and it feeling tangible, and it's there and it's been made, and it's not that horrible homogenized digital,
Aye.
you know, fucking like the one castle they have on file at Weta. We'll just use that again. You know, a film
It's
that
still
looks
good.
like
It's still good.
a film that looks like it could literally have been shot in one room. You know?
No, I think a lot about like what you're talking about. I think about the shot in the scene when he's beating up the old guy, the dad.
Yep, in the shed.
And the shed's rocking back and forth.
Yep.
But I noticed there's a lot of those shots where obviously all they've had to do is film a wee square.
Yep.
And
And
stick
then-
it in this big, incredible, big wide shot, and it's really lovely for stuff like that.
Yeah, but like
definitely.
they done the whole like filming through matte, obviously the glass panels. So they would like prepare the shot, have it all painted out, and then just film like, a little.
Yeah, no, that kind of works
you know.
because you can still feel the distance.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
They're obviously
Aye.
shooting it from a distance. So
Aye.
Yeah.
Kim, kind of you're saying it feels like it's in wee world. Kim, when I was watching it again, I was thinking what actually else exists in that world, which is Moonwalker. I just say like Moonwalker's very of that kind of cartoony,
Yeah.
bizarro world that feels like it could be in Dick Tracy.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Aye. And when you watch a film like that and you come away from it, you're like, I've just been in this wee world for a while. That's nice.
I've got in my notes, pure escapism.
Aye, exactly. That's what it's all about. And when I was going through my other options, like it was, like I say, it was kind of tough for me to get the actual top 5. But I found like one big correlating factor between them all, and it was just that total escapism. And like whether like regardless if it was like a film for the 80s or a film for the 90s, whatever, like it was all total escapism, with the exception of Rocky Balboa. Like, that was a big one for me. That was tough for me to not talk about, but I figured enough people have talked about Rocky Balboa.
Aye.
But for me, that's a big cuddle.
Aye.
That's what that is. That's not really particularly escapism. That's if anything, that's like quite verite, as much as it can be with that walking purse.
Oh, that
Like-
that film felt really nice watching in the pictures.
Yep,
Rocky Balboa.
and it's you get a nice good
a nice
greet,
greet.
Aye.
good greet
A
out of
big
that film.
fucking empty.
Aye, exactly.
Like bleeding the radiator. Just black tears, brown tears.
Exactly, until you got the big Gaza tears. But the rest were all like
What's this
films
your,
like
is this your other?
other ones. So like I whittled it down to 5, and so Rocky Balboa was the first one. I was just like, right, Rocky Balboa. Every winter I watch that film, and it's just it's nice and cozy. And the other one was one that was always on if we had snow-ins in school. You ever have a snow-in at school?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Like it happened to us like about 3 or 4 times maybe. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot of times for that happened.
Your PG room had wrestling cartoons, kind of like the Hulk Hogan WWF like wrestling
Aye,
cartoons.
aye.
They had them on video, so that was what
Fuck.
you usually watched in the PG room.
Nice.
All we had was fucking Grease.
Oh,
Grease
Oh,
and
no.
what was the other one? Men in Tights.
Hey, I like men tights.
man and dogs.
I do remember actually. I had remember the first Simpsons tape that came out.
Bart the General.
No, I mean the ones that were compilations, and it was the X-Files one.
Yeah.
I took that X-Files one at the school towards the end of the holidays, and I just remember like being in classes and other kids poking their head in. It's like, Richie, have you got that Simpsons tape? Can I borrow it?
See, the other cool guys had porns.
Well, it's more, it was like they were taking it to class to watch it in the class. You see, 'cause it was a-
Well, the one that we had, one of the ones we had was The Witches.
Oh, fucking way.
Yeah, man.
yeah, no,
fucking
you're
way.
right. I
watched
watched The
that.
Witches in school.
Oh my god.
I know.
That
like,
film genuinely traumatised me and Shannon as children. Like, actually, no
Aye.
joke, we still talk about it now. Like, that is the scariest
It's
thing we've
fucking
ever
scary.
fucking
It's
seen in our
just,
life.
yeah.
I was,
horrible.
I was really scared of people like when I was watching V when I was a wee boy. I hated when they took off their
Aye.
faces. That freaked me the fuck out.
It's just their makeup and it's how it's shot, how like
It's how it's
the
shot, aye.
shot. Because like we had it on a double tape with it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
yeah,
at the
yeah.
start, and then the second half was Witches, so it was like, hey, oh my fucking god, horrid
And
man.
it's like, oh, and rest in peace, Nick Rogue.
I know, I seen that.
Aye.
Aye.
Like he, the
If
way
you've not seen any of Nick Rogue films, I would watch them. Like
absolutely.
Walkabout, Bad Timing, Man Who
Look
Fell
Now.
to Earth,
Yeah.
Don't Look Now, Witches, like solid filmmaking.
Aye.
Walkabout is unbelievable.
Like when you
know
think
what I mean?
about his run between, like, I think it was like Man Who Fell to Earth and then, well, Don't Let Now, Walkabout and all these Witches, all these films at once, you're like, fucking
yeah.
hell, man.
Yeah.
That's a full lifetime career, let alone like a decade or so. Like they were all released. Insane. But The Witches was a big one. We watched it a lot, and it reminds me of Christmas. And it was also premiered at Christmas as well. Like that was.
Honestly, I can't get it worse. Even now, thinking of watching The Witches,
Oh,
I would genuinely not go. I've not seen it since I was wee. It genuinely traumatised me.
I've not seen it since I was wee.
I'm not joking.
It's great. No, it's great. I'll
Turning the
watch
wee laddies
that.
into like mice and that. Oh, fucking horrid! And like they all start getting all smoky and all melty. When they're
And then there's the other one. The other one I watched in school, and the what do you call it? What was the room? What was your room called?
We called it a noisy quiet room.
We had the GP room.
GP room.
GP room.
Was it GP?
Or PG room, something like
I
that.
think it was GP room. Fucking the first 45 minutes of Return to Oz.
Jesus, suffer. Holy fuck.
That's a roughing. Jesus.
That's some dunt by the way.
They wonder where the way we are. And another one that I was going to pick was Where the Wild Things Are. And that's like that's
a hard
talk
beater.
about a bleed at the radiators.
That's
man.
a hard beater,
That
man.
one's that's something I have to be in the mood for that. Well, I have to make sure that there's nobody ruin. You know, like I said to Claire, I was like if we're watching this, you're going to see me at my worst. You know? You see me at my weakest.
Especially now Gandolfini's away.
Oh man,
It's like it's going to be a killer.
It is. I can tell you that. I watched it last year and fuck me, man. So like I told you about the When I Lived with Nickel, what happened with that film, but I'll say it again anyway. So When I Lived with Nickel, our pal, he came in after like I think he was away at work or something like that, and he came back and I was sitting watching Where the Wild Things Are, bawling my eyes out. And I had not just a wee greet, this is wet face ugly greeting. You know,
The big swells.
I totally like Arnie landing on Mars, like
Looking at yourself in the mirror.
Facial hair full of snot as well.
And Nico came around and he comes up to me, he's like, oh, Daddy, what's wrong? What's happened?
A big teddy bear
and it's that like it perfectly captures the skint knee thing, being wee, and getting lost in your own imagination, and it made me feel like a wee boy. It's beautiful. It's Jim Henson as well.
Like woodeny aesthetic taste. Yeah,
exactly.
Really good.
And finally, my other one was going to be Bugsy Malone.
That
was on at Christmas
Not
a lot.
Not a fan.
I love it. And again, it's like it is
Wayne singing. Way up the road. It's a nativity play you never wanted.
Precisely, this is where we disagree with on Hook as well. It's a nativity fucking play. It's a nativity play and it's amazing. And again, it's the Dick Tracy thing where it's clearly
And
all
you're man
set
for
on
Dick Tracy's in
backlots. Yep.
Maybe man for Dick Tracy's in it, baby kid. When do we eat? I can't mind his name because I don't like
That's
that.
gone anyway.
We shite number 5 or something like that.
We're casting the wee shites today. Oh, that's good, Stephen.
Oh, if yours could be in the film,
Big belly, arseholes. And again, it's that like it's clearly shot in back law, and it's pure escapism. There's nothing that will make me feel like I win as much as that kind of film. That Dick Tracy and a whole bunch of others. You know?
The thing that I found out about Dick Tracy was, especially upon its release, it was released in America with a cartoon preface in it.
Oh.
Like see when it came out, like they done like a kind of like a serial matinee kind of like sort of vibe. So before it, you had a Spielberg produced Roger Rabbit shot post Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So it was like kind of like what Pixar do, they know with their stuff, they've got their wee shot and then they've got the big film. That's what Beatty done with Dick Tracy, so they released it with a Roger Rabbit film called Roller Coaster Rabbit. It's 5 minutes long. And then after that, obviously...
I didn't know that before Dick Tracy. That's on the DVDs
insane.
and that now.
Aye, it's really good. I watched I didn't like Roger Rabbit. I can't stick the wee cunt, but...
What the fuck is this guy?
Sorry, I just like...
Richie's just pulled my trousers down and spanked Mars. I didn't like Roger Rabbit, but like the cartoon's really nice, and it's got that obviously Animaniacs, Warner Brothers just thing about it. It's got really nice animation and all that. It's like the bit where it gets to the roller coaster's fucking fantastic.
Is that on the Roger Rabbit DVD?
I'm not sure,
Aye.
man. I'm not sure.
Aye,
Because I think there's like
they
3
they
shots.
released the video, but it was like a double bill, and then the second video was the 2 cartoons and stuff like that. So they did release it before, but it's part of the anniversary DVD.
I'm sure there's like 2 or 3 Roger Rabbit shorts that they've done after the film, because the film's 88 and that's 90, like Dick Tracy Day, so they're like after that. I think that was them essentially starting to go into their Animaniacs Freakazoid phases with all that sort of things.
Sorry, is Roger Rabbit pre or post Back to the Future 2?
Post.
Was it after?
When's Back to the Future 2?
Back to the Future 2's 88. Oh
So
no,
that's same year.
the same year. Aye.
So 2, alright, okay, that's... I was going to say, I think Roger Rabbit's the first film I've seen in the
Aye, so
cinema.
it's 3 years apart between them in there, so it's like 85, 88, 90, 91.
Was it?
Because Back to the Future 2 and 3 were basically shot
Oh, we're back to back, yeah, because there's a
Aye,
trailer
so-
for 3 at the end.
Yeah, that's
too,
right.
Aye. Okay. But so that's how they released it. I don't think we got it here, but that's how they released it in America as like a kind of wee matinee
And I
thing.
remember seeing the cartoon in the cinema, like, because we got Roger Rabbit obviously like a year after. So I remember seeing Roger Rabbit. I had diarrhea. I remember going, my mum being like, "You can't take him out like this. He's ill." I'm like, "I want to go and see getting a jobby sweats. I want to go and see Roger Rabbit."
Like fuck off nappy.
I'm sitting there shaking like a hitting dog, darling. And the Roger Rabbit, there was a cartoon, a wee short played before the actual film.
There's definitely like a lot of just lost short films out there that were
be
playing at
thousands.
the...
Oh, that'd be fucking harsh.
It's like, I remember I had to do a thing about the... oh god, I can't remember what it's called. There was a short film that played at the start of Empire Strikes Back by the director of Battlefield Earth.
Oh,
But he was also the guy who designed the lightsaber.
Well,
Oh fuck!
What?
I mean,
is that who he is?
aye, he worked
fucking
in he worked in the art department basically
the
with
fuck
Star Wars.
this guy?
He worked in the art department with Star Wars, and then he went on. He was obviously pals with George Lucas, and he wanted to make a short film. And George Lucas was like, "Well, bang at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back in Europe," and then I think the film was lost, and then it was recovered because Glasgow Film Festival had it a few years ago.
Roger Christian.
Roger Christian, that's it. No, apparently he designed the lightsaber.
It's quite
There you
clever.
go.
I thought it was an ancient tribe of Jedi's, but
I thought it was Yoda. Yoda drew them, and then they made them in a factory.
Big assembly line. There
There you go. The short film was called Black Angel.
ooh, was it animated or
And it
was
was
it?
no, it was live action fantasy short shot in Scotland,
Oh, and when was this? When was it made?
1980.
Aye,
So it played at the start of Empire Strikes Back when Empire Strikes Back was in the cinema.
rad man.
So it makes me think about like I wonder how many short films.
Or just,
Aye,
just
We're
deed-
just
just deed to the
imagine
world.
that short. We're going to the cinema and getting a wee short before the.
That'd be good.
great. That'd be great. Like just idea.
Aye, if you can't tell, we've just seen Richie's O face.
Oh.
Oh.
So if you're ready for keyword roundup, have you got
We're ready
anything
for
to say?
keyword roundup.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
Keyword roundup for Dick Tracy. Yet again, if you don't know what keyword roundup is, I go on.
Where the hell you been?
Where the fuck are you been? Where the fuck you been, eh?
You just said goodbye to keyword roundup. Keyword roundup. I go on IMDb and find the sort of like 10 best keywords relating to the film that we've just spoke about, and the film's Dick Tracy. And the keywords here are orphan, starving child, mob summit, greenhouse, bribe, love triangle, seduction, Disney, directed by a star, and nipples visible through clothing.
Oh, I'm going on the last one.
You got me going. Aye, that's it. And the one thing I wanted to ask you was, Danny, is this your Angels with Dirty Faces?
You goddamn right
Is
it
this
is.
your Christmas film? This is your Angels with Dirty Faces.
Fucking A. So if you haven't seen Dick Tracy, and I know a lot of folk haven't, just get a fucking go.
I mean, I think a lot of folks' exposure would maybe have been through the Sega game as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
I mean,
totally,
that was
yeah.
I never watched it
yeah.
when I was wee. Like the first time my exposure to it was renting it for Global Video for the Sega.
Right.
So that's the only time I knew about Dick Tracy up until I was maybe about 10-ish.
That's
it
Sean
Sean
Connery's
Connery's
favourite
favourite?
sport.
You motherfucker. 10-ish.
Oh man! Do you know? I mind trying to rent Lawnmower Man because I was playing the Mega Drive game, and I wasn't old enough, so I had to get Lawnmower Man 2.
Oh,
There's a good aesthetic to Lawnmower Man 2, but my god, it is fucking hard going.
that is rough.
First one's great. First one's like basically a Millennium Dawn advert for like 90 minutes. Great.
Oh, God.
Oh, good. Jeff Fahey as a...
Aye. So is he in the second one as well?
No.
Right.
Jeff Fahey playing a questionable character.
In dungarees.
And donkeys nonetheless. That's how you ken he's an Richter.
So hopefully you've enjoyed us talking about Al Pacino being amazing.
Aye.
Flapping our bleeding gums.
And we'll be back with a new episode.
We'll be back after the short advert break.
Advert.
Advert.
Back after the short
Blue
advert.
Apron, Squarespace.
Get a mattress.
Video Namaste will continue after the news.
Where Finlay will make a wee choice. Are you want to give him a teaser of what it'll be?
Nah.
Right. Cheers.
That's the mystery. That's the
See you
mystery. Right,
Cheers.
Come find us on.
My mum shouted me for my dinner.
Come find us on Twitter. I'm
We
going
are-
to do the social media thing at the end every time.
Go for it.
We are at Video Namaste. And we've got personal ones, but you didn't really want
I know.
You didn't want to come to that hill.
No. Don't want to do that.
You didn't want to open the doors.
Right, cheers, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
And we hope that you're getting all warm and cosy for winter.
Yes.
And you're enjoying it.
Let's give him a nice wee cosy goodbye then.
Bye.